Megan Marod. All right, everyone, we are in, look at this, South Ferry. You can take that, get to the Staten Island Ferry. I'm here with Megan Marod from The Megan Daily on Instagram, on TikTok. You on Facebook too?
I mean, I have a Facebook.
There you go.
It's my personal Facebook.
Oh, okay, all right. So you are a tour guide in New York City. Usually I'm kind of like steering the ship, pointing things out to people on this Talkie Walkie, but I thought since you're here, you could kind of tell me what I'm looking at here in New York. See, when I started this podcast, I thought it'd be fun to see like the surroundings wherever I'm at, but sometimes I get too into the guest I'm talking to, I forget to like look around. So I thought this was killing two birds with one stone here, because you know everything about New York City.
Everything. I never get a question I can't answer.
You're like, if you don't know Megan, if you live in New York City, she's popped up on your Instagram pages. She's like the queen of did you know. Like, there's a video like, did you know? And I'm like, I did not know, but she knows. And so it's always a good hook too. Did you know? And I love it. I stole it from you. I do apologize.
I'm gonna actually circle us this way.
Oh, great. Yeah, we could go anywhere. All right.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, yeah. Let's go in here.
Okay, where are we going?
We are going to find a little tiny monument.
Okay.
That I'm really ashamed to say I only recently discovered.
Is it right here?
This is not the monument that I am taking.
Oh, this is just a flagpole.
Well, but here's the thing. Actually, here's the thing. Everywhere you go in Lower Manhattan, there are monuments and memorials.
Okay.
I mean, I could probably, if I was just making like these minute-long shorts, I could probably make like 100 of them.
Really?
Just like in Battery Park. And
wow.
Around. I feel like I discover a new sculpture and monument memorial every day.
Very
so,
cool.
Like, we look at this, and you might pass it, even if you live in New York City, you might pass it every single day and think, oh, it's just a flagpole. But let's read what it actually says.
The state of New York to honor the memory of the 23 men, women, and children who landed in September 1654 and founded the first Jewish community in North America. I thought it was just a flagpole too. I was like, oh, it's just a flagpole, but it actually has some Jewish American history.
Yeah, it's here commemorating the first Jewish community in North America. So
wow.
It's a monument.
23 men and women and children. Crazy.
So now you know.
Wow.
And speaking about like early communities, do you know what New York was called before it was called New York?
Oh, New Amsterdam.
Yes. It was called New Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm sorry, you have no idea how happy I am.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, yeah.
I feel like you know everything.
No.
Okay. So
oh wow, we had another one.
Fact check me. Okay, so New Amsterdam, it was a Dutch trading colony. It was awesome. They didn't really care what the color of your skin was. They didn't care what your religion was. They didn't care what country you were from. All that they cared about was that you knew how to make money.
Ah, all right.
And if you knew how to make money, you were welcome in New Amsterdam.
All right.
Now, we don't really know exactly what New Amsterdam looked like in terms of layout. However, this monument gives us an idea of what it probably looked like.
Wow.
It's called the Costello Plan. It was drawn up by a cartographer, a map maker who never went to New Amsterdam.
Oh.
So he was just kind of like going off of descriptions. But right here is what the closest that we can come to knowing what New Amsterdam actually looked like. And I don't know if you can tell, this is supposed to be New York City. If you've seen a subway map, it's missing a lot of Manhattan.
Well, wasn't that this part of Manhattan underwater?
So this part of Manhattan was not.
Oh, okay.
So as we look at this.
Oh wait, where's the?
Yeah,
okay, is this north here?
Yes, that's
north, okay, so this
right?
was like underwater then, right?
Right, but no, if you're looking at this and you're like, it doesn't really, if it doesn't really look like the tip of New York,
right?
The way that we know it, it's because we built out a lot of stuff on landfill. So yes, it looks a little bit different. And like
was where we're standing now once underwater? Like, because we're at the tip of we're like in the tip, right? We're on the tip, at the tip?
Well, we're actually not, we're very close to the tip.
Okay.
But I believe that all of this, now someone's probably gonna come and fact check me.
Well, that's all right.
So I believe that where we were standing right now is like kind of like here-ish.
I gotcha, okay.
So it's on landfill. So Manhattan's actually significantly larger than it was when we had New Amsterdam.
Wow.
Yeah, so now we have maybe, playing in northern Manhattan.
Very cool.
Right here, this is very small.
Yeah.
Right here there's a wall what do you think is in the location today where this wall is?
Oh, interesting. Okay, well...
I'll tell you that the Dutch were very literal people. When they had streets, there was like a street called Stone Street. It was the street that was made out of stone. There was a street called Pearl Street where you'd go to buy oysters and
Would
pearls.
this be like Fulton?
So there's a wall here.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
Wall Street. Sorry. You're like, okay, well, there's a wall. And I'm like, oh, I still don't get it. Now I feel dumb now. I got it. Why is there a wall?
Literally a wall of Wall Street. That is a great question. So this was considered to be the northern boundary of the city of New York, or the city of New Amsterdam.
Okay.
They built a wall to keep the indigenous people, the Lenape Indians, out.
Oh.
It's a very long, complicated, uncomfortable history about how the Dutch may or may not have tricked the Lenape people into like losing their land in Lower Manhattan. The Lenape people wanted it back. They're like, no, wall.
Oh no.
So that's why there's a wall on Wall Street.
Wow.
Eventually it got torn down and the population of New York moved
Yeah.
north, but there we go.
Wow, I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah, so
Well.
a little hidden monument.
Look at that. Did you know? And I did not know.
No, I knew about New Amsterdam.
Sure.
But I felt really silly because I didn't know that monument existed.
Oh, yeah.
Until a bunch of tour guides started complaining that other tour guides were hogging it. And I was like, well, it's not me. I'm not hogging it.
Is there a lot of competitiveness between the tour guides?
Oh, that's a great question. I generally find the tour guide community to
Yes.
be incredibly supportive. We're all kind of like friends with one another. We
Yeah.
all support each other. If we don't know something, we'll ask other tour guides for advice and they share it.
Yeah.
But I find when tour guides come in who like aren't part of the New York City tour guide,
Sure.
and maybe they've never even been to New York
Right.
before, you know, they're traveling with like multi-cities, they don't necessarily know etiquette.
Yeah.
So when we're touring, we tend to not stand right in front of these monuments and memorials because it makes it difficult for other tour guides to talk about it.
Congestion as well, a lot of people. Now, I see a lot of people in like yellow vests, red shirts, blue shirts, saying, hey, tour Staten Island Ferry, Statue of Liberty. Which are the ones you gotta watch out for?
All of them.
Oh, really?
So let's turn this way and we'll talk about this. Let's go down this street.
All right.
Okay, so here's the thing.
No, thank you.
When you are going to the Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
you really want to buy your tickets online.
Okay.
You really want to buy them online. There's only one place to buy them in person. It's Castle Clinton. We may or may not
I've been
pass
there.
that,
Oh yeah.
a little bit later. But if you get out of the train and you're here at Battery Park and you see those guys in vests, it doesn't matter what color the vest is.
Right.
Pink, yellow, blue. Do not buy your tickets from them.
Oh, okay. So the tickets won't work?
Okay, so in my opinion, this is like a true scam because they will tell you everything from Battery Park is under construction to you don't want the boat that actually takes you to the Statue of Liberty because it takes 4 hours. They say, we have a special boat that will take you to the Statue of Liberty and it's only an hour or only 2 hours. What they do is they sell you a ticket that's more expensive than the ticket just to go to the Statue of Liberty. They then put you on a bus. That bus then goes to Midtown.
Oh.
And then you have to wait for a boat in Midtown, and the boat does not drop you off on Liberty Island.
Oh, geez.
So you're so close. So up ahead of us right now.
Oh yeah, there's a sign that's a scam alert too.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, and actually the people in the vests, they'll move these signs. I've seen them like tossed in the bushes here. Like they don't like those signs because it's outing them. But we can actually go and read what it says. It says illegal ticket vendors are selling deceptive tickets that cannot access the Statue of Liberty or Ellis Island. Illegal ticket vendors cannot upgrade Statue of Liberty or Ellis Island tickets. Statue City Cruises is the only authorized boat to the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. Legitimate tickets may be purchased only at statuecitycruises.com or the ticket office inside Castle Clinton National Monument.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So I've dealt with so many tourists.
Oh, I bet. It's such a shame that they're scamming people like that. Especially when you're right here, you buy the tickets here, then you got to take a bus to Midtown. That's not fun.
It takes way longer than 4 hours. You can actually go on to like Yelp. I think one of the I hope I don't put a target on my back.
It's all right.
But like big city tourism, if like you read the reviews
for
their their boat cruise, that's like you'll hear all about the experience.
That makes sense.
But shifting gears.
Yes, okay.
Off to our
This is a
right.
weird little building.
Isn't this a weird? Actually, let's get close to it.
All right.
I think it's about to go. This is a carousel.
Oh, wow.
It's the sea glass carousel. And if you look in.
Yeah, we can look in.
It's not horses, it's fish.
Whoa.
And that is because the very first aquarium in New York City was here at Battery Park. So we are commemorating the very first aquarium with the sea glass carousel. I hope it goes soon. It's really pretty.
I think it is. I think it's going to start. So wait, how did you get started in like the tour guide business? Because that seems so fun.
Yeah, so I am a musical theater actress, an opera singer.
Love it. That's very cool.
Sometimes I get to do musical theater, opera, and acting.
But
when you're doing, like when you're really pursuing it,
I
kind of call myself a recovering musical theater actress.
Sure.
But when you're really pursuing it, you need to have a flexible day job.
Oh, absolutely.
Will, pay you enough that you can like pay for your voice lessons.
Oh, yeah.
But like allow you to go to the auditions.
Yeah.
So I started giving ghost tours.
Oh, really? We got to do an episode of a ghost tour. That's awesome. There's a lot of haunted places in New York.
There are a lot of haunted places in New York.
Now, do you believe in ghosts?
Okay. I have never in my life had a paranormal experience, but I do believe the line from Hamlet, which is there's more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Interesting. Oh, and now it's moving.
So pretty.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Wow, I want to go on a ghost tour with you so bad.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I think there's probably weird things, glitches in the Matrix and stuff like that.
I feel like we could do some good ghost content.
Oh, absolutely. We'll talk after this, but I think absolutely I would love to do some ghost content. My wife had a paranormal experience at a theater I was working at in Union Square. There was a theater called the Union Square Theater. It had closed, and now most theaters, I should say, for the people who are watching, have ghosts that haunt the space, that haunt the theater. There's even a thing called a ghost light, which is always left on even when the theater is closed. So any theater in New York you go to, or regionally even, Broadway space, if there's not a show, there will be a light just on the stage called the ghost light. And that, you probably know the history of that.
Tell me the history of it.
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know.
I mean, I was always, the real reason, there's a safety reason why it's there.
Oh, sure.
Because you don't want the people, like the technicians, the tech crew who come in and out to like walk onto the stage and hurt themselves.
Right.
But the other one is that you just put it there and, the ghosts don't want to come in an area that's lit.
Right, and then I heard like if it's not on, the theater will, like you'll have bad luck or a bad show or something, or I think something like that.
Most likely. You know who would know?
Who would?
I have to do a shameless plug for my friend Tim Dolan.
Tim Dolan
has a theater tour company called Broadway Up Close.
Ooh.
Best theater tours in the world.
All right.
Like, I won't even give them. People are like, here, can you give us a theater tour? And I'm like, no, go to Broadway Up Close.
Broadway Up Close, go to Tim. All right.
And he has a tour called the Ghost Light Tour.
Ooh.
So you will learn all about the Ghost Light.
I'll have to talk to Tim. That sounds awesome. But what were we talking about before that? Oh yeah, theaters. So my wife, she had a paranormal experience at the Union Square Theater. I was performing in the show there, and she was in the balcony, and she heard someone open the door from the balcony and sit right behind her. And she was really upset because she was like, there's no one in the balcony right now. Why did you have to sit right behind me? And then she turned around and there was no one there. But she felt like the presence of someone like sit down and just like, And then we talked to the general manager of the theater, and there was a ghost named Andrew that is in the balcony quite often. So I didn't experience it. My wife did. Did it really happen? She believes that it did.
She met Andrew.
She was terrified. Cool. She was so scared. But I don't know. I like to think that there are ghosts. I think that's kind of fun to think. Although it does freak me out when I'm home alone and I hear noises. I'm like, oh no, there's no ghost.
I just hope that if I ever meet a ghost, it's a friendly ghost.
Sure, like Casper or something.
Yeah. I want to say something kind of funny about these seats.
Yes. Oh yeah, the blue chairs.
Yeah, the blue chairs. So first of all, they don't like particularly look comfortable, but
Right.
they really are. They had a design competition for these chairs. It was like people got to come and vote on different chairs.
Okay.
And these blue ones won. And they're, if you look at them, they're actually really well planned out, because if it rains, the water will just fall out, like the bottom.
Oh, I see. And there's like holes pierced inside of them as well.
Yeah. And
Like there's like mesh.
Comfy.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, just and I always look for corgis here because I'm obsessed with corgis.
Oh yeah, those are cute dogs. Are you a dog person?
Yes.
Do you have any dogs?
No, I owned a corgi for
Oh, okay.
14 years, and one day I will own a corgi again.
That's right. I don't
you?
have any dogs. Never been a dog guy. I never my dad was allergic, so we couldn't have cats or dogs. We had weird pets like snakes, newts. I had a scorpion once. I had a bunny, 2 bunnies, fish.
Bunnies are cute.
Bunnies are cute, but I have 2 cats right now. But my wife and I, we used to foster cats, and we had 5 cats for 2 years at one time in a 1-bedroom in New York City. And that led to many a fight.
How many litter boxes?
2, probably 3. I don't even remember how many litter boxes. I'm trying to forget about that.
We're trying to adopt cats right now, and they're like, you need to have 1 litter box per cat.
Yeah, I mean we have 2 cats now. We do have 2 litter boxes, but we're gonna get it down to 1, because I mean, there's never a line. You know?
You're like, the humans have 1 toilet.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Like, David and I share toilets.
Yeah.
All our cats.
Yep. Yep.
So off to our left, this is Castle Clinton. That is where you would buy your ticket.
All right, buy the legit tickets here at Castle Clinton.
This is a red brick building.
Named after the President Bill.
Nope. It's named after everyone's favorite Clinton.
Hillary.
Nope.
Chelsea.
Nope.
DeWitt.
DeWitt.
Do what?
DeWitt.
Who's DeWitt?
DeWitt Clinton.
Who's that?
I can't believe you haven't heard.
I don't know who that is.
He was our former mayor.
Oh,
He
really?
was mayor during the War of 1812.
How would I know that?
Because you know everything.
No, I don't.
And it was his idea to put Manhattan on the grid system.
Oh, good for him. I like him. He's a good guy.
It's his idea for all of our streets to make sense. And this was used as military fortifications during the War of 1812.
Wow. You know who won the War of 1812?
I don't actually.
It was against the Russians and Americans.
Oh yeah, it was the no.
I don't think anyone won the War of 1812. I think it was a draw.
I'm pretty bad at 1812 in general. I'm gonna say that like.
Wait, I gotta search this up. I gotta see who won the War of 1812.
I mean, I only recently found out that 1812 Overture isn't about the War of 1812.
I didn't even know about the overture. Who won? Who won the War of 1812? Neither side claimed victory. I was right. There we go. Wait, I don't think it was the Russians. It was
I know the British were
Belgium?
trying to attack us at
I don't
one
know.
point.
Yeah, maybe the British. Anyway, I was half right with that. I don't think it was the Russians. I think fake news. But
Wait, that was military fortifications. No shots were ever fired from it.
all right,
And today there is like a little tiny museum inside.
that's cool.
So Battery Park is under construction, obviously.
Yes,
Have you noticed?
I have noticed, and I feel like it always is under construction. Every time I'm here, I feel like they're doing something to it.
Well, do you know what they're doing?
No, but I have a feeling that you do. Oh wow, this is it.
They're going to talk about it right here. Okay, so basically after Superstorm Sandy, we had a lot of flooding in this area.
Okay.
So we basically decided, well, we don't want Battery Park to flood again.
Right.
And for like Lower Manhattan to be exposed to all that flooding.
Ah.
So we are raising, I am not
Yes.
involved. I want to be very clear with that. But they are raising Battery Park
Wow.
to protect it from storms like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you can see,
I'm gonna flip the camera around. People can see.
yeah, there's artist renderings of the proposed projects.
Wow, that is fascinating. Now, are they only doing this to Battery Park? Are they gonna go to like the seaport and raise the seaport?
That's a great question.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure. My understanding is that the city is very aware of climate change and how susceptible. Like, Manhattan's an island.
Yeah.
And as we discussed, like, a lot of it's built on landfill.
Yeah.
So because it's built on landfill, we're really, really susceptible to any kind of flooding.
Right.
So there's things like, there was a playground that we walked past, and part of the playground collects water. Like, it looks just like ground.
Yeah.
It just looks like, it's actually kind of bouncy. It's really nice.
Good playground.
Yeah, it lets like kids like fall from a jungle gym and survive.
I like that. I like those padded floors. I needed those when I was a kid. We didn't have those.
I know.
A lot of scraped knees.
Well, now they have padded floors that also act as drains.
Oh,
and they like refilter the water and do all this like exciting things.
2024.
And that's part of like the new playground. It was like, well, you have to help with our flooding issues.
Okay, interesting.
So I think we're gonna hit a dead end.
Well, but this is unicorn in New York City, isn't it?
I know, bathroom.
This is a public bathroom in New York. Those are so rare.
They really are. These are relatively small. There's actually bigger ones inside of Castle Plankton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
but because like most people don't know about this, this one, it's often the one that I'll use. We won't take you into that.
No, we won't.
Unless you really want to go.
No, I'm all right. I'm good.
I don't know.
I went before I came here.
The men or the women. Oh, I don't know how well we can see it, but let's go. Like maybe if we peek through this like little hole.
Okay.
We'll get a better. Let's see. I'm gonna peek in here.
Yeah. Go take a look.
So,
the Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority.
Is it?
It's the Brooklyn Tunnel. That's what it says.
Is it though?
I have no idea.
Is it? Okay. Well, here's the thing. If you've seen the movie Men in Black,
I've seen it.
You might know that it's secretly the alien headquarters here in New York City. So it's like just in disguise.
Oh, that's funny.
They want us to think that it's a ventilation tower for the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, which is an underground tunnel for cars. But that goes between Manhattan and Brooklyn. But no, those of us in the know that it's really the alien headquarters.
we know what's going on.
Exactly.
We know what's going on. What are some of the biggest scams that you see in New York City?
Well, the biggest scam for me is the Statue of Liberty ticket.
Oh, this one is okay. That's what I was thinking.
That's like, and it's interesting because I've had as a tour guide, we do a lot of like safety training, and sometimes the NYPD comes and like talks to various companies that I work with, and they all say the one thing that they would tell like tourists if they had a chance was to avoid the ticket sellers at Battery Park.
Wow.
It's like pretty amazing to me that like they're still here.
Yeah.
Knowing that like everybody.
And there's so many of them.
There's so many of them. So that's the biggest one. And that's one of the only like true scams, right?
Yeah.
Other things, I don't know. A lot of them are just kind of like hustles.
Yeah, there's like I got suckered into like a 3-card Monty scam. One of the first times I visited the city. The second time I was here, I think that happened. It's kind of dumb. You know, like in Chinatown. And I've seen that same guy again doing it like after I lived here. And I was like, oh, that's the guy that took $60 from me.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and then like a lot of times there's things such as if you're walking through Times Square, like an Elmo will come up to you.
Oh, right.
They're pretty aggressive, these Elmos.
Yes.
And if you take a photo with them, they're going to want a tip. Sometimes the tips are more than I would want to pay for a photo with like a knockoff Elmo.
Right.
But you know, if you come to New York City and you're like, man, I want a photo with Elmo in Times Square and I want to pay $40 for it.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're getting exactly what they sell.
Totally. Yeah.
But it can be a little intimidating. There's the CD guys, which I think are arguably scams.
Oh yeah, absolutely they are. Because they'll say, hey, it's a free CD, and then it's like their like homemade rap CD or something, and then they'll be like, what's your name? And they'll sign it for you. Like, oh, we asked for a donation. You're like, oh, you said it was free. But like, yeah, but I wrote your name on it.
And now they go up with QR codes. They have people scan QR codes, and then they ask for money for scanning their QR codes.
What?
Yeah, I've had.
That's wild.
Before they had a tour with me,
I've
had guests get kind of scammed out of over $100 from those CD guys. So yeah, if someone tries to hand you a CD, just say no.
Yeah.
There's the faux monks the faux monks.
Oh, right.
I was at Raising Cane's.
Uh-huh.
There was a faux monk in front of me ordering some chicken tenders. I was like, this monk.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Definitely does not enjoy pleasures of life.
Mm-mm.
Chicken tenders.
Nope.
Raising
That's
Cane's.
so funny.
I love this. This is a farm. It's a little urban farm. Sometimes school kids come and help plant the vegetables and the herbs.
Got some garlic growing, some basil, some parsley. This is nice.
We could like jump the fence. And
Some
make
celery.
ourselves a salad.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen how garlic has been grown. I've never seen garlic in the wild.
I don't know that I have either.
Yeah, because it's like a bulb, right? It's like underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so long.
Yeah.
The little leaves.
But those leaves sometimes they'll grow quick. Like if you ever have like garlic in your fridge, then like you take it out, you're like, oh, it's growing.
I don't cook.
Oh. Well.
No one wants me to cook them any.
Cooking's not your specialty?
No.
All right.
Twice, I have put raw chicken in the oven, thinking I turned the oven on.
All right. Not going to Megan's for dinner.
Yeah, I'll order out for us.
All right, thank you.
I also just wanted to point out that the fence is an asparagus.
That's so funny.
I'm obsessed with the asparagus fence.
Well, how could you not be? I hope it doesn't make your pee smell just by looking at it, though.
That would be really awkward.
Have you ever had white asparagus?
I have.
It's like a little, that's interesting. I don't know.
I just got back from France.
Oh, that's right. Is that a big thing there?
Yes.
Wow.
They love their white asparagus.
Nice.
I don't really know the story behind the white asparagus.
I don't either. I've had it some before, and it's just, yeah, I'm just like, oh, this is weird, but it's like albino asparagus.
So wait, so what are other scams that you have run into?
Well, yeah, I think you covered most of them. You have the 3-card Monty. You have I got another one. The broken bottle scam.
What?
This is, well, it goes by many forms. Sometimes it's a bottle, sometimes it's food, but someone will bump into you, then drop something that they were holding, and they'll say that you have to pay them for it. Now, I knew about this scam, and when I was living in Harlem, it happened to me like at least 2 or 3 times.
Whoa.
One time it happened to me, some guy dropped a bottle, and I knew the scam, so I said, dude, you've done this to me before.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, man, I know this, you've done this to me before. Even though he hadn't, I just knew. And then he punched me in the head.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to be very clear that I've lived in Harlem for 15 years.
All right.
And fortunately, I've yet to be punched in the head.
Well, I was, I think he was embarrassed that I called him out on his little scam. And then I told I was living with my buddy Cliff at the time, him and his girlfriend Hannah, and that happened to Cliff and Hannah too. And he was like, no, I know this is a scam, man. He got heated and he didn't get punched. But then my wife and I were going to like a BLM rally in Washington Square Park, and a guy dropped like food in front of us, and clearly another scam. And I said, I know this trick, dude. Like at first it startles you, you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Then like after a while, you're like, wait a second, this is complete bull. I know what you're doing. And
That's terrible.
yeah, and they'll do that with glasses. Oh, you broke my glasses, or food, or a bottle, something expensive. But, and I should say, like, New York that doesn't happen often. There was a period where I was seeing people do that scam quite often, but I haven't seen that for like at least like 10 years.
There is
like
a
that
new
type of scam.
one that I've been told to watch out for, which is people will ask to borrow your phone for something like, oh, hey, my phone ran out of battery. I need to like find my aunt. I don't know.
Sure.
And they take your phone and they Venmo themselves.
Yeah, I would do. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but that sounds fun.
Yeah. So.
It's a bad idea.
Just don't lend anyone your phone. Like you can say, I will make the call.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to point out this fence because this fence is one of my favorite things.
This is not an asparagus though, Megan. Why do you like this fence?
Asparagus fence. I have two fences in one podcast.
You really are obsessed with the fences here. It's quite astounding.
How interesting.
What is special about this fence, Megan?
Okay, so this fence surrounds Bowling Green Park, which is the oldest park, or the oldest continually operating park in Manhattan. Now, after the Declaration of Independence was read aloud in New York City, up in City Hall, which is like maybe a 10, 15-minute walk away from here, the colonists heard the Declaration of Independence. They were like, yeah, this is amazing. They came running down here to the tip of Manhattan, to Bowling Green, because inside of Bowling Green, there was a giant statue of King George III.
Ah.
Now, King George III, he was like, you know what the colonists need? A giant statue of me. So he sent us a statue. These colonists, after hearing the Declaration of Independence, they were like, must tear down statue. So they tore down the statue. But they were very, very nice. They decided to give it back to England and King George, but they just gave it back to him in little musket-ball sizing.
Ah, not what he was expecting.
Right.
Wow.
But now, after like they destroy these things, apparently after you destroy things, you're like, adrenaline.
Oh yeah.
Must destroy more things.
Uh-huh.
So this fence used to have these like little balls on it, surrounded by crowns. So the story is the colonists sawed off the balls.
Wait, this fence has been here since then?
Yes.
This exact fence?
And they haven't fixed it.
Wow.
So if you touch it.
Oh, what? So wait, what was on top here?
Balls.
Wow.
Balls surrounded by golden crowns.
Wow. And so this fence is how many years old then? Like,
I forget the exact year that this dates back to. They ended up putting it here because people didn't, like from the start, they didn't like the statue of King George III, so they would come and try to vandalize it. So the city was like, let's put up a fence. But I forget the exact year the fence was put up. But one of the things that I love about this is if like you go to a museum or something, you have to look at everything from afar,
Yeah.
like behind glass. But here you can touch the history.
wow. That's very cool. That's very cool. So, Megan, if people want to contact you to take them on a private tour of New York, would you do that?
I do. I'm kind of like restructuring my tour company at the moment, but if you're interested in a tour, I'll do private tours, and then we're gonna launch some semi-private tours.
Very cool.
Some other exciting tours soon.
Sorry. All right.
So you can find me at The Megan Daily on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and then my website is also themegandaily.com. And my tour company is Most Marvelous NYC.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so, but like I said, very exciting stuff coming. For
Yeah, that is exciting. Make sure to follow Megan on Instagram, follow her on TikTok. That's where I found her, and we became good friends. Great content. Do you have, I want to, just one last question. What are like your top 3 favorite facts about New York City? I'm putting you on the spot, so I'll let you think about it. But I moved here 20 years ago in August. So I'm celebrating my 20-year anniversary living in New York City.
I think I moved here 20 years ago.
2004?
Yes!
Let's go.
Woo!
In August?
I forget the exact month.
All right.
August sounds right.
All right.
July,
All right.
August,
It was
something
summer.
Like that. It was
there you
summer,
go.
yeah.
There you go. All right. Do we have 3 facts?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I love the fact that the Oreo cookie was invented in New York City.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you go over by the High Line, well, Chelsea Market.
Okay.
Chelsea Market. You'll sometimes see NBC written on it. It stands for National Biscuit Company, Nabisco.
Ah!
Yeah, so the Oreo cookie was invented
Love the Oreo.
in New York City.
It's vegan.
Is it vegan?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, some of them are. Like, my wife told me, because she's a vegan, so she was like, oh, Oreos are great because they're vegan. But then she was reading somewhere, she's like, oh, some places where they make Oreos are not vegan.
Oh.
But some of them are, so.
So then I also love that the bedrock of New York City is, well, I feel bad because I have to say this funny joke and there's an ambulance going by. So maybe we want to, oh, maybe he wants to hear my joke.
Yeah, I think he wants to hear it.
Okay, so the bedrock of...
Am I Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I recognize your
Oh, thanks, man. I'm Marcus.
Nice to meet you, Marcus.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for
totally.
following. I appreciate it, dude.
Totally. Well, what's your handle? I'm sorry.
It's just at Marcus Monroe. Yeah. Thank you, dude. Sorry about that.
My fact just doesn't want to be told.
No, I want to know. I want to.
No,
We got
it's
two
okay.
more.
It's okay. So the bedrock of Manhattan is a very, very strong rock. It's very important that the rock is very strong because we need to have a very strong rock in order to have tall skyscrapers.
Ah.
We need to have those tall skyscrapers to have 1.5 million people living on the island of Manhattan.
Right.
The name of the bedrock is schist.
Schists. That's hard to say.
Manhattan is built on a giant pile of schist.
Oh! Look who's got jokes now. Megan does.
And then my other fact is that there are over 800 languages spoken in New York City.
800?
Yeah.
That's
And
fantastic.
I'm fairly certain that like someone filled out the census and said that Klingon was their first language. Or, like,
I've heard of people learning how to do that, Klingon, and then going to like conventions and speaking Klingon to each other.
Yeah. I'm not that cool, but other people are that cool.
Yeah.
Like is it Elvish, or the Elven languages,
I don't know
Lord
what
of
that-
the Rings.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Parcel tongue, Pig Latin.
Nerds.
I'm just trying to learn Italian. I'm doing.
Oh, Italian sounds good. I'm just trying to focus on English for the most part. Like, I still struggle sometimes.
I don't even know that I can make a sentence. Let's see. Io sono una ragazza.
Oh, that's good. That sounded good.
I think that's
Well, you
I
said,
am
well,
a girl.
oh,
But I think I may have said I'm a very young girl,
oh.
which maybe I am.
Well, some people would really like that. Some people, but
I don't know. Vorrei uno gelato. That's I will take an ice cream.
oh, I heard gelato. I knew that. That's pretty good. I'll take an ice cream. I need a gelato. Have you been there?
I have not. It's
There's-
the one in Midtown, right?
There's one in Midtown and on the Upper East Side. There might be others, but I live close to the one on the Upper East Side. It's nice. All right,
Go check that out.
everyone, make sure you check out Megan. Follow her on Instagram. My fans left, but that was exciting.
Yeah, I'm a fan. So
I
you still have
appreciate
a
it.
fan.
All right, thank you guys. We did it. Talkie Walkie. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and/or watch another one. Watch another video. Could be fun. I don't know. Could be cool. You're already this far. You're